Hello everyone. The room fell silent the moment Michelle Obama saw her grandchild for the first time. There were no cameras, no speeches, no carefully chosen words. Just a mother standing still as her daughter stepped forward, holding a newborn wrapped gently in a blanket. For a woman who once stood on the world's biggest stages, this quiet moment carried more weight than any applause she had ever received. For Michelle, time collapsed in an instant. One heartbeat, she was remembering Malia as a baby herself, small and fragile in her arms years ago in Chicago. The next, she was standing there as a grandmother, eyes filling with tears she didn't try to hide. This wasn't just joy. It was realization. Life had moved faster than she ever imagined. Michelle Obama's journey has always been rooted in family. Raised on the south side of Chicago, she learned early that love, discipline, and resilience mattered more than status. Those values followed her into adulthood, into marriage, and into motherhood. When Malia was born in 1998, Michelle made a promise to herself that would guide everything that came next. Her children would always come first, no matter how big the world around them became. That promise was tested when the Obamas entered the White House. Malia grew up under a spotlight few could ever understand, yet Michelle fought fiercely to protect her daughter's sense of normalcy. Family dinners, chores, grounding rules, even inside the most powerful home in the country, Michelle insisted on real life. But time never pauses, even for presidents' families. After the White House years ended, life grew quieter. Malia stepped into adulthood, choosing a path away from politics, building a life of her own. Michelle watched with pride, knowing that motherhood doesn't end, it transforms. Still, nothing prepared her for the news that would change everything. Malia was about to become a mother. Those close to Michelle say she felt a rush of emotions when she found out. Pride, gratitude, and a deep vulnerability she hadn't expected. She had accomplished so much, inspired millions, yet this moment felt different. This wasn't about achievement. This was about continuation. But even with all her wisdom, she couldn't fully prepare for what came next. On a soft afternoon, family gathered quietly. When Malia entered the room with her baby, Michelle's composure melted. Barack stood beside her, steady and silent, placing a reassuring hand on her shoulder. Michelle stepped forward slowly, her hands trembling just enough to reveal the weight of the moment. When the baby was placed in her arms, time seemed to stop. Michelle looked down at the tiny face, peaceful and unaware of the history surrounding it. She whispered a greeting, her voice breaking as memory and love collided. In that instant, she wasn't a former First Lady. She was simply a mother watching her child become one too. Barack watched as Michelle gently rocked the baby, humming a lullaby she once sang to Malia and Sasha years before. The same song. A new generation. The room filled with warmth and quiet laughter, the kind that doesn't need words. Later, Michelle sat beside Malia, the baby resting softly against her. She spoke about how quickly life had passed, how proud she was, and how she could already see strength and care reflected in her daughter. It wasn't advice. It was affirmation. A passing of trust. Becoming a grandmother changed something in Michelle. Friends say it gave her clarity. Titles fade. Achievements blur. What remains is family and the responsibility to love deeply while time allows. This moment wasn't an ending. It was an expansion. Michelle Obama's first meeting with Malia's baby wasn't about history or politics. It was about love continuing, quietly and powerfully. A reminder that the most meaningful legacies aren't written in books, they're held in our arms.